Welcome back to Trauma, Drama, and Life. It's been a while. It's been a good while.
Yeah. We tried to start this. I don't know.
Tried to start this twice. And if you're watching this, you've probably actually either seen or heard the other two audios that I think we're going to try to produce and have come out. So you at least have a little bit of a life update. But I was going back and looking at them, and it was September and October of last year. And yeah, we're in February. So
it's 2025.
It's a little ridiculous, but we're here now. So we're just hanging out and gonna be talking and connecting, and we don't have an agenda. We just showed up tonight and we're like, hey, we're gonna film it.
Yeah.
We're here now, and we're just wanted to be able to give you an update of life and just roll with it. So
yeah.
Where should we start?
I don't know. I mean, because if we add the other ones, then they already know that we have like another baby. But if we don't, then that's
surprise. We have a baby. No, we can always add the other two.
Yeah.
Let them know.
But yeah.
So it's almost Valentine's Day, which is somebody's birthday.
Yeah.
So married a Valentine's baby. And so excited for that. We're gonna hang out and do a couple things tomorrow. And we spent some time tonight working on cards. So before we did snuggle time, Sophia was like, we need to do the cards for Mom.
That's awesome.
So we'd actually been out, I guess it was like 2 or almost even 3 weeks ago. I was very prepared this year.
Oh yeah, because I think you remembered. I remember you saying like we got cards.
We like got the cards. All 3 of us were out, so we got the cards and then came back, and then she hid them. So they've been under her sink in the bathroom for like 3 weeks so that you wouldn't find them.
That's awesome.
And then we made the cards tonight before you went in and did snuggles with her. And she hid them under her bed because she was like, Mom doesn't look under my bed. So she hid them in the bed. So
I'll just have to tell Courtney.
Good thing to. Well, she's going to give them to you in the morning.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
She's very excited to give her cards. But she had a good time just drawing it out and writing it. And it's like, I want to lick all the cards. And then, look, these cards taste nasty. And so
that's awesome.
The fun joys of a 5-year-old right now.
Yeah.
So where should we start with life update?
I don't know. Like,
what's going on?
I'm like, what has happened between October and now besides just being busy in life?
I guess Christmas, New Year's.
Yeah, Christmas, New Year's, and we went on vacation.
Oh, we went on vacation?
Yeah.
You can check out Kayla's channel for that.
Yeah.
What's your YouTube channel? Okay, we'll have that scripted out better next time.
I think it's like, I know it's Kayla Taylor. I think it's Kayla Taylor 92.
Okay.
That's what it is.
We'll have to link.
I can't remember if there's like an underscore because my Instagram has an underscore on it.
That's true. We'll link it down below. That way people can figure out. So we went on vacation. So let's talk a little bit about vacation. That's an easy one.
Well, we actually went to Disneyland too. Backtracks.
Okay.
That was first vacation.
Okay.
So those are the vlogs that I'm working on now is Disneyland.
Well, probably by the time this comes out, they'll have Disneyland, so you can attach it to the video too.
Yeah, because there's at least one.
So, anyways, Disneyland. So, end of 2024 I was still going out to California, and so went out to California, and the whole family came along, and we spent some time going to Disneyland and just enjoying the time. Fun. That was probably one of the most, I was going to say the funnest, but that was probably one of the vacations that was the most fun, I would say, out of everything. We just
except Travel Day. Travel Day was a disaster.
So Travel Day was a little interesting. Probably the biggest disaster was you left your phone on the plane.
Yeah, that was the biggest disaster. The second biggest disaster was that I left my vlog camera at home.
Yes, which is why we're recording on a brand new camera because we just Amazoned it when we were out there so we could have a camera.
Yeah.
And
we had every intention of returning it, but then we just liked it. So
we stuck with it. But so we did that, and then we got off the plane on our connection, and all of a sudden Kayla's looking around and no phone.
Yeah, because that first flight, Bella was like super fussy. I was like, at that point, I was just like, let me just get off this plane.
But I think it was sometime like when we landed or something, it must have fallen.
Like, yeah, it had fallen and like flung back to the back of the plane, or it got kicked or something.
It somehow went like all the way back, almost to the end of the plane.
Yeah.
But thankfully, like you finally came up with the best ideas. She had her Apple Watch, and she finally, because they went back and forth like 2 or 3 times looking for it, and they're like, "Sorry, we can't find the phone. We're gonna have to start boarding." And then she was like, "Take my Apple Watch, walk through, because it'll connect to the phone, and just hit
because like
find my
it wasn't
phone."
because I couldn't call it because it was still connected to the plane Wi-Fi.
To the plane's Wi-Fi.
And so, once it's playing, So I was like, finally, I was like thinking, I was like, there has to be some way that I can get this phone. And then I was like, my watch, I have my watch on. And so, because I was like, oh yeah, I can just like ping it, just take my watch, because it won't ping if you're like a certain.
You have to be so close.
So I was like, that was like a disaster. And I was like frantic.
The biggest thing for you was like just frustrated because you didn't have your photos backed up.
Yeah, I didn't care because it was like if I had to get a new phone and I had my photos backed up, I'd be like, whatever. Like it's annoying that I would have to get a new phone, but then everything was backed up to the cloud, and it was not, and it still is not. I need to do that. Not that we're talking about it, but it's just like one of those things that I was just like, oh my gosh, like all the baby photos, like all like that's what I was like thinking. Like I was like, I don't even care about anything else. I just want my kids' baby photos. Like.
So thankfully they found the phone, and we were able to continue our journey and able to get the rest of the way into California. I had some work, but we were able to put in a couple of days of going to Disneyland, hanging out. And I felt like it was one of the most chill vacations that we had, where we weren't super rushed. We felt like we actually knew what we were doing, where we were going. We were able to hang out with friends. Like there's just a bunch of different pieces that I felt like it was just good. Yeah,
it was fun because we got to connect with different people or out there as well. And then I also got to enjoy it a little bit better because I wasn't sick, because we went in 2023, but I was newly pregnant with Bella. And so I was like super sick. And so, yeah, being able to just actually enjoy it and be like, oh, I'm like not half asleep walking through Disneyland right now. Like I'm actually awake. So it was fun. Yeah.
So that was good. And then December came around and we had Christmas.
Yeah. My family came in town for Thanksgiving, and then his family came in town for Christmas, and we had Christmas, and that was great. Bella's first Christmas.
Yeah. And then cruise.
And then in January we went on a cruise. It was the same cruise ship that we went on before we got pregnant, right before we got pregnant with Bella.
But we're going to go and see how Bella would do.
Yeah. Go and see how Bella would do, because we're gonna.
And she was
Hopefully, go on.
We're hoping that she gets better as she gets a little bit older. But
she did great on the actual, like with us on the actual cruise. But it was
emphasis on with us.
Yes.
If she was not with us, if she was like in like the baby daycare or something like that, then
the
she
kids'
is
nursery. Then
having it.
Yeah, she was just not having it. She fooled us because the first day we were like, "This is gonna be great," and because we planned like some couple things to do, and
first day I dropped her off and she was fine.
Yeah.
Second day you dropped her off.
I guess maybe that was
what
it just like catapulted it downhill from there.
It did not work. It did not work since then. So there's one other night where I think like she might have slept a little bit, but then they got busy and so it didn't work. So but overall, it was good. The cruise was definitely more stressful just because Bella was very clingy and Sophia was very
I think it's
whiny.
I think it was just one of those things that it was that vacation. I don't know. I guess because we were in Disneyland, we were outside a lot, like just doing things. The kids they're outside kids. So it was like, oh, there's like so much to do, so much to see, blah, blah, blah. On the cruise ship, it was basically like you're doing life just on a cruise ship in mountains. And so, yeah, if Sophia didn't get her way, then she would be upset. And then like in the midst of that, like we had different expectations because we thought Bella would be a little bit better.
Right.
And
we also had different expectations even for each other, right? Like you had expectations of what you wanted to do, or I had expectations of what I wanted to do. And what we found inside the cruise is we were not very good at communicating those at all. Which is weird because we're not really bad at communicating expectations at home. But on the cruise, it was kind of like, well, I want you to be happy, so I won't tell you what I want. And you were like, I want you to be happy, so I won't tell you what I want. And it just produced like a friction and a frustration for like part of the cruise as well, because we were
trying to like do stuff together, but then also like do what each other wanted to do. And so, yeah.
It just didn't.
Next cruise was like, all right, day one, planning.
Definitely felt like
I think it's just like one of those things that's like, it goes back to like just our personality. Like we don't go with the flow. Like we need to
go with the flow all the time.
No,
the flow and it's easy.
Like when we were at Disneyland, like there was a plan. It was like, okay, so this day we're going to do this, this, and this. This day.
Which is ironic because looking back at it, it feels now, like, it feels like it was such a good vacation. It feels like we went with the flow. But it
But we
was
went with
because
the
we
flow
created
within
the
our,
flow.
like, yeah, within our realm of flowness.
So we both like being in flow with our own creation of flow.
Welcome to two type A people who married each other.
Being in flow as long as we created the flow. If we didn't create the flow, then the flow is a no-go. We've tried that way too many times, but just kind of going with the flow and just not having any expectations and
Yeah,
just
that's
being like,
we have to have like
yeah,
we are very structured planning people. So like there could be flow with inside the structured planning because I think like especially like on our last couple of days at Disneyland when we had already done everything like in DC, at Disney California and Disneyland, we did go with the flow, but we always had a starting point of like, okay, we do want to do this ride, and this ride at least, and then but we may not know where we want to eat for dinner. And
there's
so that
still
was
like
like there was
a
some
plan with it.
flex,
Yeah.
but like there was still like structured planning within it.
Mhm.
So
Definitely have started to realize that we have to structure and plan things more just for us to communicate, for us to be able to connect, for us to be able to work through things. And if we try to just go with the flow, it normally produces a friction and a disconnect between both of us. Like it becomes something where I get pissed off because you're not seeing what I'm seeing. You get pissed off because I'm not seeing what you're seeing. And then we both get pissed off because we have expectations and we're not even communicating them. So I think that's one of the big things too, just as a learning opportunity, right, for everybody is like communicate expectations.
yeah,
Because I think that's been one thing that we've gotten better at for sure. But we've also, that was just kind of a reminder of like, oh, this is kind of how life used to be with not having, not communicating expectations like
right.
on both sides. I think getting pissed off like when they don't happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So we learned quite a bit on the cruise. But again, I think there was just like a stress because it was like everybody was just wanting to do like their own thing and it was like, all right, we need to have family time, but we also need to do like what each other wants to do and then
right
adding like stress of like
Sophia's like, I want to go to kids club. Peace out. I'll see y'all at the end of the cruise. Like she would have been fine not seeing us at all. She's quite the teenager at 5.
I know. Like, I don't know what our teen years are gonna be like. I tried to like structure how like I'm a fun mom, I promise.
There's probably something that goes back to both of us needing or wanting control in our lives because of previous trauma or previous issues of like trying to control different things to make sure that either we get what we want or we don't. We avoid being disappointed or frustrated, or I mean that's something that we even talked about of like me not wanting to imagine or the dream of the future or not even think of what's down the road or what's going to happen or what's going to, where am I going to be in 5 years? Like that piece feels still weird to me because there's a piece where I think that I'm not allowed to dream ahead or I shouldn't dream ahead. Or what if I dream of the life that I want and then it doesn't happen, then I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
And so there's been a piece that I've kind of been like guarded inside of how I think and how I process and how I dream about things that I'm trying to work on changing. But a big piece that I know is inside of a stack or a podcast where I was talking like it actually feels like rebellion. Like it feels like I'm rebelling against the structure around me by trying to dream of something that is not here, which is ironic because where I am now is way different than what I thought where I'd ever be. Right. But I feel like I got here by small actions, not because like 5 years ago I was like, let me imagine this. Like, didn't imagine this at all.
Because I was gonna say you didn't.
It's a surprise. Here we are.
So.
But yeah. So I mean, what else would you say about like expectations or people navigating those with partners or with people in their life where they're trying to communicate and figure out how do they even share expectations or how do they share expectations and not feel guilty, right? Like telling other people.
Yeah. I think that's like the hard part, but you have to have in one sense like open, honest communication. And if you don't, or if there's some type of rift or something, then it's not going to happen. Because I do feel like with us, like obviously there's not been like a lot of date nights, so it's caused that rift. Yeah. So it's caused that rift, and so then communicating expectations, I just feel like kind of gets pushed off to the side, and so because we haven't had that intentional time to like really connect and to be open and honest about just like stuff in general. So then when it comes to expectations or different things like that, like it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to communicate my expectations because like I don't want to make you unhappy because we really haven't been connecting. So this is just going to cause more of a rift versus like if we would have been connecting and we would have been able to have a couple of dates or whatever leading up to the cruise, I feel like it would have gone a little bit differently.
Yeah, no, kind of different.
So I think it's just it like obviously like you need to like if you have like a good communication with your partner, then you just need to have those like good conversations of expectations. But if it's something that you're working on, then you just need to kind of in one sense like build up to it and just do like small steps and small like actions. And yeah, it's kind of like give and take on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's getting used to communicating and not being, there's a piece of it that sometimes has fear behind it of what if you're not going to like my expectations, or what if you're not going to, live up to the expectations I want you to live up to, or like to do or say. And so there's a piece of like, well, from my side, again, like if I pull back, then I won't be disappointed, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I don't have an expectation of, hey, I want this to go this way, and then it doesn't, then I don't feel bad. I'm just like, well, it's kind of like trying to not save face, but trying to like save myself the pain or the frustration of dreaming or thinking or hoping for something, and then it blowing up in my face or it not working how I want it to be. So yeah, expectations has been a tough piece, definitely one piece that we've tried to work on, but still have work to do.
So yeah, there's always work to do.
Yeah. So that's been a big piece. Is just there's been a lot of life that's happened. Us trying to just catch up and figure out where we go from here. Right. We've been actively working and thinking and trying to slow down for probably like 6 months.
Yes, because like
we've been talking about it, but I would say we haven't been talking about it and just like sitting on our hands. We've been actively doing things to slow down.
Yeah.
At the same time, while that life seems like it's speeding up. It hasn't
yeah, I think it's just slowed. It's one of those things that especially like when I feel like when we started homeschooling, or I started homeschooling, it just got like super busy all of a sudden, and so then like we're trying to like cut things out, but then it's like we don't want to be like cutting down too much, but then at the same time like so we already come up with a plan. I'm gonna like allow Sophia like max like 1, maybe 2, we'll see, things like extracurricular things.
Oh, I was like, what are we talking about?
Yeah
Because
I mean that's part
of right now she's doing gymnastics and she's doing cheer.
She's doing gymnastics and cheer. She was doing dance, and then she mentioned not liking it, and so I was very much like, okay, like if you really don't want to, then we'll just like
mom bit off too much and her like sign you up for this and this and this,
because she wanted to, and so I was like, okay, we can try it.
It's been fine if it wasn't traffic of like 30 minutes or 40 minutes.
Yeah, because it's just 5 o'clock traffic. When she gets out, it's like hitting 5 o'clock traffic, so it just doubles our time getting home. So, I mean, I think that I'll still let her like this summer do like some summer dance camps or something. But other than that, like I'm just like, you can choose like 1, maybe 2 things.
Right.
And then you have like co-op, like homeschool group and like art class and things like that. So it's like, you just have like so much.
And then I recently started jujitsu. Yeah. So that was a new thing. So right now I go Tuesday, Thursdays early in the morning, and then Saturdays every once in a while, at least once a month. But the goal is to do it like a couple times, just to be able to train, to be able to practice, to spar on Saturdays, and then also do belt testing and stuff like that. So that's been new, but it was also fun because whenever we got the cards for Valentine's Day, we also went, and that's when I signed up for jiu-jitsu. So I had both the girls with me whenever I signed up, and Sophia was just, she was like peering over like the half wall that's there, and she was watching because it was the kids class when I was there. So she already picked out, she wants like a pink gi and everything because they have pink, blue, and white. Yeah. And so she was like, I want a pink one. And but she saw like all the kids like wrestling and doing stuff together. So there's been a couple nights that we've done snuggles at the end of the night before bed, where we'll normally do like some activity. You might see it sometimes on like a story. We'll like run downstairs doing keep you happy with the balloon.
The other day it was like you guys had like she brought 2 balls downstairs or something.
Right. So it's always something that we're doing, which is active, but it's helps get her last bit of energy out so she can hopefully sleep.
Mhm.
But so she saw the kids and she was like, well, that's what I want to do. And we actually talked to the guy and they had classes for her, but he was like, since she's 5, he's like, she'd really enjoy once she gets to be 6, because then she'd be in a 6-year-old class and they actually do stuff in there versus it being kind of like, not as much.
Yeah.
So she's mentioned twice now that whenever she turns 6, that's what she wants to do. So
I mean, it always doesn't hurt to try.
yeah,
Let her try anything.
I personally think it'd be great.
I think, yeah, she needs a little bit of
It'd be a great way
that
for her to get out
structure.
energy, but it'd also be just another
Some
person that she
discipline,
has
yeah.
to have respect for, discipline, and then also just the competition. Like
Yeah.
we've noticed that we both have very competitive personalities that we've worked on a lot, right?
Yeah.
Like we've worked on them a lot inside of communication, inside of playing games, like all this kind of stuff where I would say now we manage it pretty well of like not getting grumpy or pissed off or stuff like that when we
Yeah.
lose. And even with us not having attitudes around games and things like that, Sophia just came out of the womb with those genes from both of us of, she has to win or it's the world's
I don't know if it's like our athletic personality. I don't know. I played like I was obviously like a middle school and high school like athlete, but I don't know. So she
she's
gets
very
it's weird because
she's very competitive and is more of like I have to win.
yeah,
And then if I don't win, then
the
it's
world
the end of
ends.
the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it would be good for her because I think it would put her in situations where she's not going to win and she's going to have to like actually deal with it and
Yeah.
continue to process it. And it'll be
Well, I
different
think it's
inside of a group like that.
I think too like it's always good for her because if she gets this part from you, well, I guess from both of us really. But if she doesn't get something like right away, she's like, this is dumb. Like
You're saying she's impatient?
I don't like this. I can't do this. So it's like one of those things that's like, no, like we're not gonna like let's keep trying. Like you just have to keep trying and you have to work up to it. And I can't remember what it was like when she was 4, she said something about like she couldn't do a specific thing and we were like, well, you and I couldn't do that. We had to like work
Right.
up to it, like, so
Do you think it has anything to do? Because I was seeing something the other day. Do you think it has anything to do when she was smaller of doing things for her? Not that we did everything for her, but like, so like an illustration that I saw was an idea of like you're playing with the kid and you're like, oh, here's how you stack the blocks, right? And so you do it and then like you keep doing it for them or whatever during that period of time. And then they want your help. And then you come over and stack the blocks. And then all of a sudden it gets to the place where they're like, I can't do this because they're used to associating like stacking the blocks with the help of the parent.
mm. No, I don't think so because I feel like I was pretty good about more independent stuff with
Mhm.
her. Like I would show her, but then I would have her try to do it and like keep trying. And like of course if she needed a little bit of help, then I would like encourage her a little bit. But as she kept going, then I would be like, no, like you try. If I knew that she was like able to at like a certain point, I would
Right.
encourage that.
There's just something I saw that I was like, wonder.
I'm sure there's something along the way, maybe when she was a little bit older, like
There might be pieces that we see
yeah,
now, right? As
yeah,
like where it's more of our impatience or our structure of like, well, we have to do this or we have to leave at this time to get here or something
right,
like that. That might ebb and flow of adding that stress, adding that pressure to her now that we haven't
yeah,
really looked at.
yeah. I mean, and I could see that too. So, but yeah, I know that there's this other like thing that I want to at least take her to like a trial class that's similar in structure to jujitsu, but it's more like
Like the fitness workout thing kind
Yeah.
of.
Just to see if she likes it. It probably wouldn't be something that it would be like a long term, maybe just like if you could pay per class or something like
She'd
to
like
hear
it
what
if
it
she
is.
goes with the neighbor.
Yeah. She
With their
probably would, but I
buddies.
don't know if they would be in the same class because he's turning 4.
Oh, okay.
So
No.
and yeah, so they might be in separate classes, but
We'll
who
see.
knows? But yeah.
Right. Lots of stuff. But I mean, part of this is just updating you on life, but part of this is regular life. Like these are some of the things going on. We didn't dive into necessarily like issues or frustrations, but just like stuff of life.
There's been those. Trust me, we can talk about
Piece
those.
of cake.
We can talk about that in the next episode, but this was just kind of like a Welcome back. We're
Welcome
gonna
back.
be
We're trying it like this. We're trying it with this camera. We're trying it with these mics, and
just
uh,
the natural lighting in our home
just
at
trying to find
night.
just trying to find something to be able to actually put these out. So it's a piece that if it doesn't sound or look the best, well, uh, it's better than nothing, which is why we're here and why we're trying to do it. So we did have a game plan for a while, and we thought it was going to work, where we were going to have the babysitter over, and when we went on date night, we'd actually have about 30-40 minutes in the car that we could actually record the podcast. And we tried it twice. The problem was, one, we still had the little one with us. We still had Bella with us and her sound machine going, which caused some audio interference and some issues. And then two, our babysitter kept getting pulled away to one of our other jobs and didn't have a babysitter. So
Yeah.
then it was family date or family outing, or we didn't go anywhere, and then it
Right.
affected this. So this, we're just like, well, we will set up and we will try to record at night when the kids are in bed, and then go from there, and we'll see how long it lasts.
How it goes, yeah.
Sophia was like, "Can you wake me up in the morning?" And I was like, "Yes, if you do not come downstairs," because we have to get this done. We have to work on this. So
Yeah.
more to come. We're posting this obviously on Trauma, Drama, and Life. It's going to be on we'll have snippets of this on Instagram. We'll have snippets of this on YouTube as well. Leave some comments of what you want to see, what you want to hear, or just questions that you have. What we're going to do is, over a period of time, as we post all of these and we get different questions, we'll just start cataloging them. And then maybe just have one of the episodes where we're just reading the questions. We're just going through and answering people's questions and talking through life, our perspective, our thoughts, whether you like them or not. We'll give them as we just walk through the trauma, the drama, and the life that we're living today. So that's it. Thank you all so much for watching tonight. Y'all have a blessed and a wonderful day. And this is Trauma, Drama, and Life. Ben and Kayla Taylor signing off. Y'all have a great night.